What's happening, Elevation Nation? We're back with another elevated conversation today. We have two new elevators joining the nation this week, Justin Leusner and Ben Wasserman of TDAY Sports. These guys, we've been hanging out with them for the last couple months. It was about time that they came on the podcast. I'll let them introduce themselves, but it's really cool getting connected with some pretty inspiring elevators who are young and conquering the real world. And unfortunately, Sam, we have to add new Penn State people to the list. We have too many, not enough Maryland people, but we couldn't help but welcome Justin and Ben to Elevation Nation. Boys, what's happening?
What's going on? Justin, so I don't want to step over your toes. Sam and Parker, appreciate you guys answering my LinkedIn DM in the month of May. That's how we got on here. That's how everything began. Figured I'd mention that. So shout out LinkedIn. Shout out you guys.
Bang.
Who answered me first? I don't think I even know that.
Me. Definitely me. And then I pass you to Parker. I remember it vividly. I give Ben so much credit because I was like, this is social media related. This kid could know what he's talking about or not. I have no clue. I'm not the guy that runs it. Parker, you take over, but I just want to commend you both. I think, the world has a beautiful way of working itself out. You guys were supposed to be in our world, in our network, in our nation, and it just so happened that it was through Ben's persistent LinkedIn messages. But if it didn't work that way, it certainly was going to be for many other reasons, such as the fact that we are connected to maybe 24 people that are already in the nation that are boys with you guys. I actually want to call this out. I wrote a LinkedIn article a little while ago. I think you both talked shit on it. It was essentially saying there's something going on at Penn State. And I'm jealous / I hate it / I don't understand. All of you guys seem to be entrepreneurs, influencers. Something is in the water in Happy Valley, as I said in my LinkedIn article. Boys, can one of you talk to the fact that, one, you are at Penn State right now. Justin, you are literally in a building that I believe Penn State helped fund, and there's a lot of Penn State students working out of there. What is it like being at Penn State and then starting a company with such an entrepreneurial vision for the university?
Yeah, so Penn State has been benefiting from Pennsylvania taxpayer funding for economic development, is what it's called, where they just pour hundreds of millions of dollars into entrepreneurship. I'm sitting in the Happy Valley launch box. There's like 20 of these around Pennsylvania. This one's obviously the biggest. They have one at every Commonwealth campus, branch campus at Penn State. Shout out Ben Wasserman for being from Altoona.
Okay, we don't need to mention that again, but that's correct.
Listen, you made it out the mud. So, yeah, there's a lot of money going into Penn State entrepreneurship. TDAY Sports, with Ben and I's company, we've been able to raise $35,000 in the past 2 years, all equity free, no safe note, no debt, all because of Penn State University funding. It's great. And there's also a ton of kids here, which helps, but there is a lot of, we are the hub of content creation on the East Coast. That is a fact.
The hub of content creation on the East Coast.
That's a big statement, but I back it.
I'm jealous. I have one other follow-up question before Parker jumps in. Do you guys have friends that aren't entrepreneurs or influencers? I think that's my next question here, because everyone I know is friends with you guys. Everyone that's in Elevation Nation, entrepreneurial world, influencers seem to be connected to you guys. And I think that's a testament to not only how persistent you are in building your business, but also the fact that you guys are good people, right? You're good human beings, and I think you do things the right way. And so I just wanted to say that. I thought it was very important to flag that you guys are doing business the right way.
Well, we appreciate that. I certainly have friends that are not entrepreneurs and content creators. Justin, I'm not sure about you, but we appreciate the kind words. Justin, do you have friends that are not business owners?
I thought you were about to say, Justin, do you have friends? And I was like, wow,
No, I know you have friends.
Of course I do, Ben. Of course.
Can you name one? Oh, the people in your church.
Bang.
Boom.
There you go.
There you go.
Thanks for the bailout.
Well, I mean, you could make the argument that every human is an entrepreneur in their own way to get after what they want out of life. It might not be to make money, but it might be to, get some satisfaction or gratification in one way or another. But boys, we do start every podcast the exact same way. We have to get your actual elevator pitch because it is Elevation Nation. So, Ben, we're going to start with you. What's your elevator pitch?
I was preparing for 2 questions, the elevator pitch and the mental motto. Here's elevator pitch. Ben Wasserman, 22 years old, content creator, business, runner, boyfriend, lover of New York sports teams, love sports, going to games, making content about it, and love working with Justin to build a sports media company.
Ben, that was fire. Similar to Ben, I am. Sorry, we're getting some feedback here. Similar to Ben,
right.
I'm a big sports guy. I love 3 things. I love sports, I love social media, and I love connecting with people. And so to be able to put all 3 of those together with building TDAY Sports with Ben has been awesome. Currently a senior at Penn State. I graduate in December. I'm studying entrepreneurship, and I love pickleball.
Love pickleball. I
Love it.
Sam and I have a running debate that I could beat him in pickleball, even though he plays every week, and I never play.
You guys
Well,
have never
what paddle
played?
do you
That's
have?
the case. I don't know. It's a paddle that I got as a gift from someone. Is there
Paddles
like
are big.
Oh yeah, paddles matter.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, me being named Ben, I'm a Ben Johns guy. I don't own Ben Johns because his are worth $150.
And where did he go to
Walmart.
college, Ben? Where did he go to college?
Is he a Terp?
He's a Terp.
Well, it's okay. Penn State has better football players, the real sport. Regardless, yeah, paddles are a big deal.
paddles are the real deal. All right. So Ben, are you at school or are you graduating?
No, I graduated. I'm out. Justin and the whole team, they call me every week. They ask me when I'm going. I like to make it very clear that I'm out of the college phase and stage. So I've been in New Jersey since May. I'm going to visit the squad next week, meeting up with a client. But no, I don't live in State College anymore. You know, the great thing about being home, I get home cooked meals from my mother. I see my family all the time. I go to Devils games all the time. It's just a lot better. And I don't have to use Stream East. I don't have to use ESPN Plus. It's a lot better.
Yes, I like that. You do it the right way. Well, I got to say, guys, I am so impressed in how we have just our relationship over the last 5 months. You guys have impressed the shit out of Sam and I in how you conduct yourselves, in how you go about business, in how you showcase your work and what your vision is for TDAY Sports. And that is why I asked. I was like, Justin, it is crazy to think that you're still in college because the way that you conduct yourself, oh my God, I know so many people so much older than I am who don't conduct themselves that way in business.
I mean, I appreciate that. I think it just comes with experience. I've been doing YouTube for 11 and a half years, and so the past 4 has been building this business. I also think the Penn State Launchbox has done a great job of equipping us for that. And yeah, Ben and I we both love reading too, which is big, and I know there's so much power in the books you read.
And Justin doesn't want to say this, but he has a tremendous family. His parents are wonderful.
That's absolutely correct.
It's, I think one of the reasons Parker and I love you both so much as essentially adopted little brothers is we see a lot of ourselves in you two. And as, 2 really good friends from the University of Maryland, we bonded not only over, having fun and being a fraternity and loving Maryland, but
tell them about the story, Sam, in senior year,
Okay,
You guys
so
went after it.
No, I was washed up by senior year. Parker and I and a couple other friends just wanted to be entrepreneurs. We loved business, and we were bored senior year, and so we made a pact amongst 4 of us, the same 4 that studied abroad together. We said when we get back on campus after summer, going into senior year, we're going to go to a giant whiteboarding room. We are locking ourselves in there until we come up with a business idea. So we get our big coffees, we go in there. Parker's got the best business idea out of all of them. We still haven't activated it, but it's a billion-dollar industry that we're going to disrupt one day. Oh, yeah. It's huge. It's a stinky one, but we're going to get after it all around the toilet paper industry. We'll save that for another day. And we came up with these different ideas. And one of them that we tried to activate was around food and food delivery, special food events. College Park is great, but College Park does not have great restaurants. And so Parker and our friends, we wanted to figure out a way to get better food delivered for special events, pre-ordered into College Park. We did like 1 week of work on it. I set up 6 different Gmail accounts because we changed our names 6 times, and then nothing happened. And I think that was my first exposure as a young adult with real entrepreneurship, which for people that don't know is pretty much failure 99% of the time, or running out of juice 99% of the time. And at that moment, I think I realized, man, I don't know if this entrepreneurship thing is for me. But I'm so glad that I had that lesson of, 1, coming up with some pretty horrible ideas, and 2, trying to activate and execute them and failing miserably. Because Parker and I have started a couple different companies. Elevation Nation is the latest and greatest of them. But I think that probably resonates with you guys as entrepreneurs, and some of the stories and clients that you work with is sometimes entrepreneurship looks sexy, like we are doing the coolest stuff, traveling around the world, having a blast. Most of the time, it's me slamming my head into my door and calling Parker saying, what are we doing every day? And that's the sad reality that I think many of us don't see. So I'm curious, boys, what has your experience been like? Justin, let's start with you on, starting a company, being entrepreneurial, and then, Ben, we can swing it to you.
Yeah, you nailed it right there. No one sees the I want to throw my phone at the window moments, which we've had a lot of those recently, including today, including right this second, just thinking about all the problems that Ben and I have right after we end this podcast that we have to go back to. But yeah, I mean, like you said, 99% of its problems, that's entrepreneurship. The more you fail, the better. You either win or you fail and you learn. So it's either way, it's a W in our book. But yeah, 4 years ago when I started this thing, it was just me. And it was just absolute willpower keeping it alive. And I think it still has a little bit of that gritty, not pretty mindset. The goal is hopefully it's not going to always have to be like that, and we can have systems that kind of sustain themselves. But yeah, that's really all it is for the first few years, is like you have to have the absolute willpower to force it to exist, even if the market is saying, no, die now.
Yep, definitely a lot of change as well. I know we got on here telling you guys about the latest change. There's just been a ton of changes, but I think for me, mostly on the business side, and I'll talk about my mental motto later. So a positive person, but trying to get new business, trying to maintain business. It's all through communication, especially through outreach. And it's like trying to show people what we can do, and people don't respond. And it's really hard if you don't like actually know someone or have a connection with someone to get a hold of someone and make what we are doing their priority. So that's probably been the most frustrating. But yeah, definitely.
Well, Ben, we're excited that you are joining officially the nation, because I certainly know, I speak for Parker, that now that you're in this world, in our world, we are going to be kicking down doors for you. So people are going to have to respond to your cold DMs, because they're going to come from us, and people respond in the nation. So we're excited for that next chapter for you guys.
Small flex. I love it.
I'm curious for you guys, like, what is it about TDAY that is different in the media world that you guys do? There's a million media companies out there, right?
Is it TDAY or Today? Can we get this squared away? Because I've heard Today. What is it?
It's Today, but
yeah,
I never correct people.
I literally wrote in our show notes, Parker, it's Today, not T-Day, and he said it again.
I thought you said T-Day.
No, I said it's Today, not T-Day.
All right. Well,
that's right. Now we nipped it in the bud.
Now we know, and we can use this clip to say it is TDAY Sports, which is
beautiful.
Love it. Okay, so back to my question. What is it about TDAY Sports that is different, that is the reason why your clients want to go with you, but more importantly, the audiences are attracted to what you guys are creating?
Yeah, I think from a brand side, it is very hard to find a short form short form partner. So we specialize in short form content, but we're pivoting to long form. No one guarantees impressions on short form unless they're paid. So we can guarantee millions of organic impressions, and that is incredibly valuable to brands, because with short form, you're taking a big gamble, and most of the time, especially these NIL deals, they get 2,000 views, and they're probably paying thousands of dollars for absolutely no ROI, versus us, like for example with Gatorade, we guaranteed them 2 million views over 4 months. Ben, you want to tell them how many we actually got them?
Yeah, I think we got over 40. It's a lot. Definitely something we're very proud of. It was
Yeah,
a
so no
lot of
one's doing
pieces
that.
of
No one's
content.
guaranteeing
But yeah,
impressions.
Is that on TikTok? Is that on Instagram? Is that LinkedIn? Or is it a combination of all of it?
we might have to add LinkedIn to the mix, but it's YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok combined. And then to add on to Justin's response to answer your question, there's a ton of media companies out there. It's a super saturated market, but I think we're one of the few that is run by everyone in our business is under 25 years old. So really that connection to Gen Z, to that college market, whether that's knowing people, knowing what they think, everything is what separates us as well.
It's incredible work you guys have done. Obviously, we are so impressed. You guys are our mentors when it comes to social media marketing, and we certainly are grateful to have you in our corner. I want to talk a little bit about being young adults and being young adult entrepreneurs and being young adult influencers. Yes, Ben, I'm lumping you in there because you are crushing it on LinkedIn. I've watched your YouTube
Thank
videos.
you.
I loved when you were eating what that hockey player ate. So yeah, you're
Oh,
on the
Garrett
same level
Cole.
as
That's
you're
my
on the same level
all-time
as
favorite
Justin's famous content. Exactly. So with all that in mind, right, I want to give you guys a little insight into Parker and I's background. And again, why I see a lot of similarities between us, but so many differences. When Parker and I graduated from Maryland, we did what we thought we were supposed to do. We got jobs in Big Four consulting, moved to big cities, and we're grinding, right? That's what everyone said. We should be so proud of getting this amazing job. But we were miserable, and it was a really, really hard struggle for us. And that's what inspired Elevation Nation, was trying to help shed light on the struggles that young adults go through when they transition from college to the real world. You guys have made or are making that transition right now, but you're doing it in a very different way. So I want to talk about your mindset and the feeling that you have as being about to graduate or recent graduates, right? Also balancing, living at home, maybe wanting to move to the city, making enough money to do so, choosing the corporate route, not corporate route, starting your own thing. Where's your mindset in all of this? Ben, let's start with you, and then Justin, I want to go to you. How has all this been transitioning into the real world?
Yeah, it's a very good question. It was tough for me not to actually do it, but I think mentally, because I look up to my two older brothers. They're my best friends. One went from college straight to Google. One went from college straight to Indeed. Massive corporations. They're both very successful, and I look up to them. But I always knew that, I didn't really want to do that, and I kind of wanted to take a risk. And I also knew there wasn't a ton of pressure. Yes, I have student loans, but I could live at home for a year, for 5 years, and see what I can do. And watching Gary Vee a ton growing up, and a ton of other entrepreneurs, it's like, if you don't take a risk now, when you're 22 to 25, there's no other chance. So that's why I'm working with Justin now and have no regrets about it. And but it definitely was tough, telling my brothers, telling my friends that I'm not getting that, I guess, real full-time job. This is a real full-time job, but to others, it's tough for them to understand the startup life. But I wanted to take a risk, and it's paying out well right now.
How do you
Yeah,
feel
the
about
goal
that,
for me
Justin?
was to graduate college with a full-time entrepreneurship job where I was working for myself. That was the goal. And it was tough because my freshman year, I actually, I had a business throughout COVID, and then freshman year, it was doing really well during COVID. And then freshman year, 2021, once the market started to dip a bit, a lot of our clients kind of drew back their money because the social media market wasn't as hot as it was in 2020 during COVID. And so I was at the point where I was like, oh shoot, I couldn't live off of this. But I was like, I have 3 years to make this happen. And I graduate in December, and I can confidently say I'm going to be able to graduate and live off of our a very small CEO salary. But my focus right now, it was to get Ben that full-time salary, to get some of the other guys that are graduating next May, and then the May after that, full-time salaries. That's my goal: retain top talent, and then I think good things will happen.
So, Justin, what do you mean? Let's talk about retaining top talent. What are you looking for in Ben to be an incredible employee, but also an incredible partner, an incredible young adult. I'm curious to hear your perspective on that.
Yeah, so that's a great question. Currently, we have a total of it's anywhere from 40 to 50 people on our team, but there's really like 10 that are actually like I could see working with beyond 2026. And out of those 10, the core characteristics are number one, they actually like produce results. It's not just like they put in hours. Number two, they genuinely have a passion to get up every day and work at this. And number three, I think Ben said it earlier, they're very good at communicating. You know, we have so many people on our team that are just terrible at communicating. You know, some of them we have to work with because they're working on a client project that, you know, they do a good job of, but like to Ben and I, they don't communicate to us super well. So we're working through that. But I think we're going to be consolidating a little bit of that moving forward because out of those 50 people, a lot of them are maybe working 10 or 20 hours per week. And maybe we can consolidate that into 20 people that all work full time, if that makes sense.
Wait, Sam, I want to ask you, and Ben, what do you look like? What do you look to Justin for in leadership, and what inspires you to take that chance on Justin and TDAY Sports? Because you're out of college, you're sitting at home waiting for that opportunity to take that leap. So I'm curious, what do you look for in your leader?
Yes, the number one trait that I look for in basically everyone who I'm friends with, connected with, or especially Justin, who I work with, is just natural work ethic. Justin there's a reason why I connected with him on LinkedIn and messaged him junior year. It's because I saw a LinkedIn post that said he worked with Sean Clifford, Penn State starting quarterback at the time, went to a Phillies World Series game and did something else all in the same week as a sophomore or junior at the time. I was like, this kid is ridiculous. And seeing his schedule, like just knowing who he is as a friend, as a worker, that natural work ethic, getting up every single day, working out, having 12 meetings a day, having a routine, that's what I look for. That's what I really like. And I don't think you could teach that or like fake that at all.
Yeah, Ben reached out on LinkedIn. He was one of 2 people to reach out to me on LinkedIn that year. And we got Chipotle and we instantly vibed. And then a month later, I was starting this live show and Ben was the first person I asked if he wanted to be a part of it. The rest is history.
And funny story about that, I got mad at him because the show was at 7 p.m. and he texted me at 12 and I was only in my apartment when I left and when I went back at like 8 p.m. So he was like, dress nice. I'm like, dude, it's noon. You should have told me about this 3 days ago. But we had a good time.
It's pretty special, I think, when you meet someone that obviously you guys are rocking and rolling on today right now. And hopefully that will continue for decades to come. But I think your friendship will certainly continue for the rest of your lives. And I think that's one thing Parker and I have found in entrepreneurship is the connections that we make with people. Again, you guys have a successful, thriving business making money, right? Parker and I are doing this because we absolutely love meeting amazing human beings. And I think if we continue, Parker loves, book about giving instead of taking, right? If we continue to give more in our relationships, try to be there for other people, and just be a genuine, good human being at the end of the day, Parker, you can grab it off the bookshelf if you'd like. That's what it's about at the end of the day, right? You can have the best ideas in entrepreneurship. You can know all the VCs in Silicon Valley. For me personally, I would rather be working on a less profitable business with people that I love, meeting amazing human beings. And I think, again, you guys are a testament to that and why we wanted to invite you to the nation and continue to work with you both just about how you guys work. And so I'm excited to see where you guys continue to take today. There are big things to come for you all, and Parker and I are grateful to have you in our nation so we can help you get there. And it's just a beautiful relationship.
You guys read this?
No, I got to add it to my Benny books list.
Adam Grant. I know you guys know who Adam Grant is. Please say you know who Adam Grant is. Okay, if not, sounds like you don't. He is a professor at the Wharton School of Business. Sam and I are going to buy you this book. We're going to send it to wherever you tell us.
I gave you my address in the sign-up form, so. This
is a must, I think, for you guys. This is probably one of my favorite business books I've ever read. Not because of, the message is incredible. But the way Adam Grant tells the message and talks about the importance of being a giver rather than a taker, especially in business, and how that will pay off so much further down the line in life. Oh man, it's just, I'm taking back. I'm telling a lot of people to read this one recently, and guys, we're going to send it to you. So it can be
Well, I
on the
appreciate
bookshelf.
that.
Yeah.
Have you read The Little Red Book of Selling? Because that's my number one.
No, I've never heard of that.
Wow. I forgot the author's name, but he's very famous. Little Red Book
Did you
of
say of
Selling.
sewing?
No, selling, like business.
Oh,
Like you're
selling. I thought you said sewing. I was like, you just are sewing red things? Okay,
No,
got
no.
it. That makes more sense now. I was like very intrigued for a minute there, Ben.
Okay.
Yes. Give and take. I'll add it to the list.
Well, we're sending it to you, so you don't need to add it to the list.
No, I need to add it because the list says need to read, completed, like on the list, or currently reading. So it's got to still be on the list.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Well, we skipped one of our rapid fire questions with that, which is good. But to the same time, let's talk a little bit about the future. We are here in the present. Justin, you're still in college. You're graduating in a couple months. Ben, I'm sure you want to get out of your parents' house one day.
No rush, though. That's very expensive.
No rush. But what does the future of today's sports look like? Let's call it in 5 years. I know it's a tough question, where you guys are actually living out your dream.
That's a great question. Yeah, so in 10 years, we want to be the #1 most viewed sports media brand on YouTube by 2035. And then a newer goal of ours is by 2045, so in 20 years, we want to sell out Beaver Stadium and host an event.
What kind
Gosh,
of event are we
hope you let us
talking
speak
about?
at it. Yeah, can we get invited? Can we help keynote? We're so there.
100%.
Yeah, we want to do like an interactive. It'll be for the fans of the brand, not really like a business style event, which means you guys can absolutely be part of it. We want to do something like, I don't know if you guys know Dude Perfect, but they did a tour where they went all across the country and did. I didn't. I wish I went, but whatever they did, something similar to that, and we'll figure it out at the time.
Well, I have an idea that I think might not take 20 years, but we'll save that for after the pod. You know, we're not going to
All
release
right.
that idea.
Dang, suspense.
Just saying.
I like
And
it.
Sam might know it. We've talked about it before.
I'm intrigued.
I know exactly what it is. It's Parker's dream that he's going to try to sell you guys on, which I'm down for. So we'll talk about it after the podcast. I want to talk one more piece on content creation before we jump into our rapid fire section. I know this answer because we've asked you it many times before on our calls together. But as Parker and I have grown our brands, both of you, as our social media and marketing coaches, have beaten us up over this point, as you rightfully should. And I hope you've noticed an increased amount of effort on our parts to make you both proud. And that is where you've told us that in 2024, the #1 place for Elevation Nation to focus on our content creation is LinkedIn.
Yes.
Now, Parker just posted an absolutely beautiful LinkedIn article today. I made my own video from scratch in Canva and posted it, and I have no likes on it. And Parker's sappy, long article has a ton of likes on it. So I feel
face is
bad,
in
but I
that.
tried.
Your
I
face
tried
is
something
in that.
new. I tried something new.
Sam, I thought I
LinkedIn.
told you the videos don't do well on LinkedIn.
You did tell me, I know, but it was of our website. I wanted to do this like cool,
Oh, that's
slick
right. I
little
saw it earlier.
scroll over thing. Yeah, it didn't work, but we tried. So LinkedIn, boys, we are all in agreement that LinkedIn is the #1 place that if you want to be not that we want to be content creators, but if you want to create content and grow, that is the spot we should do it in. Is that right?
I would change up the framing a little bit. If
Okay.
you want to create content on behalf of like your personal business or on behalf of a business, LinkedIn's for business development. To grow as a content creator is a different question, but you got to have a presence on the platform on LinkedIn so that marketing managers know about you, other creators know about you. For business development and personal brand development, #1.
Yeah, I've always said YouTube is king for B2C, but for B2B, LinkedIn is king.
What about C2C? That's not really a term, but let's talk about it, Justin. Like, I am just a person sitting at home and I have no business idea, but I love to make smoothies. How could someone get started and become a smoothie influencer?
Instagram's probably the best for that.
And just post every single day about your smoothie interests?
Correct.
And TikTok.
This is where you guys, I'm not sure if you know this or not. Parker has a company that he runs without me. And so he was essentially subconsciously asking you this topic. It's called Parker in the Park. And Parker just goes to parks and films himself in parks. So that's what he was asking about. So Parker, it sounds like you need to make more Instagram content for Parker in the Park. That's what I learned.
I have not brought it to Instagram. It has not even become part of my personality on Instagram. It's strictly Parker in the Park on TikTok. And boys, the story behind it was, the park in New York City always has interesting people there. A lot of them performing, a lot of them doing really cool stuff. I was just going around 3 years ago. I'm going to film this and just upload it to TikTok. Screw it. One of my videos, I took a video of a dog barking in sync with a jazz band, and the jazz band was playing into it, and all of a sudden, this video went uber viral. I think I got 1.3 million views on it on TikTok.
Wow.
And the engagement was so crazy. Some of the comments got 50,000 likes. And I'm like, holy crap, is this what it feels like to go viral? And my phone died. It was nuts. And I'm like, wait, Sam, I'm going to quit EY. Elevation Nation, screw that. I'm going to just go to parks and take videos. So I continued to do it. Obviously, content creation is very difficult. I didn't take advantage of the dog thing. And now I'm here. I post, when I'm in the park, here and there. But it always can come back.
That's a beautiful story. What's your favorite
pretty crazy. Park? What'd you say?
Favorite park?
I mean, I make the argument that you can't compare a Central Park to a national park like Yosemite. I don't know if you've been to either. I hope you've been to Central Park.
Yes. Not Yosemite, though. I want to go.
Yeah. So, I mean, Central Park is just an amazing place because I obviously live in New York City. But I was just in Zion National Park. The park is amazing. It's always popping in the park one way or another.
Parker, did you, at Zion National Park, did Parker climb Angel's Landing? Is that what it's called?
So I've climbed Angel's Landing before when I was younger, but now they're trying to limit the amount of people who are going there. So you have to buy a pass or get a permit to be able to go. It's a whole thing. And while we were there, it's we're not doing this. This is just too much.
Interesting.
Yeah. Have you?
Everything's a business.
Yes, I did on my road trip out to LA a few months ago.
And it's insane, isn't it?
Correct.
Insane.
Yes, it was. That rivals Grand Canyon.
Wow.
So we'll have to get Sam out there next time.
I'm down. This podcast, we love mindset, but we also love parks. So it's very important. I'm glad we hit on both. I want to bring us into our rapid fire segment here, boys. We're going to ask each of you a question. First thing that pops into your mind. I'm going to start with Mr. Influencer himself, Justin. Right? You've made a lot of content over your years. There are a lot of trends, things that us old farts can't keep up with, but I know you're young, you're hip. You hop on these trends like nobody's business. What is one trend that you are embarrassed that you did, and I'd like to find that video and resurface it? Is there one that comes to mind? When we were growing up, you know what planking is? Do you even know what that is? You too old for that?
Like the exercise?
No, we used to. Was it called planking? I'm pretty sure it was called planking. Yeah, but we used to do that in random places.
Dude, what? Chicago's
It's a thing.
weird place.
It's a trend.
Yeah,
it's a trend.
I didn't do that. I didn't
All
do
right.
that. No
Okay.
way.
Well,
We,
any other weird trends?
We nuggeted backpacks.
Oh, you guys, do you even know what that is?
No.
Oh my God, we're old. Holy shit. Okay, nuggeting a backpack. You did this in middle school or high school when your buddy was in the bathroom, right? You take their backpack, take all the contents out of the backpack, flip the backpack inside out, put all the contents back in, and then zip it up, and then just walk away.
It looks
Nuggeting a backpack.
That's cold.
Man.
All right,
cold.
Justin, let's hear the rapid fire. What's the trend?
I did the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, but I'm not embarrassed of that. That was a good one. That was 2015. I think I did the Mannequin Challenge. It was
Oh,
so
okay.
cringy. That was
That's
so cringe.
cringe. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Well, my answer is going to be lame. I was going to say the ice bucket challenge. I wasn't embarrassed. I just thought I didn't look good in the video. Um, I usually don't hop on trends because I don't like change, as Justin knows. So I don't want to do a new thing. But I'm sure there's one out there.
Okay, next question. What's the piece of content that has gotten you the most impressions? And I'm curious why you thought it got the most. And what are you surprised by that?
Yeah, for me, it was actually, make sure I get it right. It was a Hockey Today video that I posted to TikTok. A very simple video. I knew it was going to do good as well. It was reviewing the top 5 worst locker rooms in the NHL. It got 700,000 views on TikTok for a few reasons. People hated my list, of course. It was a negative video. People like to hear like a bad thing about a league. And the hook was really good. I forgot exactly what I said, but between what I said and what the editor did, it was just a pretty funny, relatable video that any sports fan could watch.
Yeah, I think my most viewed video had 14.6 million on YouTube Shorts and then probably another 10 on Instagram and TikTok. It was the craziest ways NBA players spent their first paychecks. I don't know why that one went viral, but it did. Maybe it had a good hook. That's probably what it was.
Interesting. So you posted that not knowing it would go crazy.
No, I knew it would do well. Like anytime
well.
we post a video, we know it's going to do well. I mean, unless we wouldn't post it, you know.
Exactly. But you didn't realize, holy crap, 25 million impressions.
I didn't think it was that like it would be our #1 video ever, but I guess it is.
That's the power of
Yeah.
You never know.
social
And
media,
then
right?
our lead creator Austin made a video called "Guess the NBA Player by the Emoji," and that one has been doing numbers.
Oh, I like
well.
that.
Yeah, it's a good
Yep,
video.
that one's good. That was branded as well, I believe.
That's right. Shout out Gatorade Fast Twitch.
I love it. All right, boys, our last rapid fire. Now, Parker and I are Terps, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, there's something special at Penn State. You guys have your own creamery with ice cream. Is that correct at Penn State? Am I making that up, or that's a thing, right?
Yeah, and whenever we go on the Ben and I had to get the Penn State tour when we were in high school, and they always say this fun fact. It's so cringy. They're like, by the way, you can't mix flavors, except the only person that was ever allowed to mix flavors was President Bill Clinton. And then when he came back, when he wasn't a president, he wasn't allowed to mix flavors.
Wow, that's a great. Listen, I was a
there's
tour
another
guide, so
fact.
don't. That's a great tour guide fact. I agree.
It is
There's
a good tour
another
guide
fact, which is even better. They don't sell it at stores anywhere because the sugar content is like double the amount that it's allowed to be in like a Weiss market or anywhere else.
Jeez.
That one I like.
That's scary. Okay, so what I've realized is now there maybe is some correlation or causation between the number of influencers / entrepreneurs at Penn State and the sugar content in the ice cream that they eat. So my question for you guys was going to be, at the creamery in Happy Valley, what's your go-to ice cream flavor? Ben?
Nittany.
Oh, go ahead, Justin. What was it?
Mint Nittany. So fire.
What can you break it? What is in that besides
Literally-
mint?
It's literally just mint chocolate chip.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on. Mine is Growed Stickies. It's a Penn State staple, and they made it into an ice cream flavor. It's basically like you go into Cinnabon, you get cinnamon
Ooh.
sticks, and you put in ice cream. It's fantastic.
Of
That
course,
sounds
that's your
great.
favorite. Of
That
course,
sounds
makes so much
delicious.
sense.
Why are you chirping me? My favorite ice cream flavor is mint chocolate chip. That's not even mine at the creamery, and you're over here chirping me. Yours is mint chocolate chip.
Of course, you're just a grilled stickies guy, man.
This is great. I knew it'd be controversial. This clip will go viral. Watch. Okay. All right. That was our rapid fire.
pretty good.
Parker's going to bring us home with our final segment, boys.
All right, I know Ben's prepared for this. Justin, I hope you're prepared for it too. But we ask every single elevator who joins Elevation Nation about something that Sam and I believe is the thing that helps you continue to elevate in the real world, and that is your mental motto. It's a phrase, a quote, a slogan that you live your life by. So, Ben, let's start with you. What's your mental motto?
Yes, mine at the core, maybe the core sentence is not the best, but I'll explain. You have to stay positive in life. Life's going to throw you fastballs, curveballs, sliders, knuckleballs, some good, some bad. But through it all, you got to stay positive, because I'm a very firm believer. If you stay positive, put good stuff out into the universe, good things will come back to you. And you always have two options. You can get down on yourself, blame people, blame things, or you could take the high road, be nice, think great things. And I think that leads to a lot of success.
Ben, that was beautiful. You forgot getting hit by pitch or intentionally walked. Those are two options.
I did. Those are options. Yep, you're right.
Or thrown out of the game, which is a pretty bad one.
So what is that, going to jail?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Mental motto. 8 words. If you never give up, you can't fail. Just a fact. My goal was to be a YouTuber. I failed when I was from 10 to 17 years old so many times, but I just kept going. And the goal was to be a YouTuber when I graduate, and here we are.
Here we are. You boys are so inspiring, without a doubt elevators. And what's amazing is that you are just getting started on your journey, even though, Justin, it sounds like you've been doing this for many, many years. Sam and I will be there rooting you on from the sidelines. We'll be cheering you on and hopefully helping you elevate even more as you join Elevation Nation. On behalf of Sam, myself, and the rest of the Nation boys, Justin, Ben, thank you for a great conversation and just being you and inspiring so many.
Well,
Thank you, boys. Appreciate you guys.
Until next week, Elevation Nation. Peace. Much love, boys.